When Mom brought me home from the hospital, I remember my first words were, "Where's that smoker?" No. Barbecue. Throw that bottle in the smoker. My name is Willie Robertson. I run Duck Commander and Buck Commander. I also have been on TV with several shows. Probably the biggest was Duck Dynasty. I love everything outdoors. Avid hunter, love to do that. Fishing, I love to go out and fish as well. But I'm really an outside guy. Also have a passion for cooking. I've been grilling and probably ever since I was a kid. You know, we were poor and we had a fireplace, so we smelled smoke all the time. When I put that smoky smell with meat, something magical happened. Growing up, Dad, when we ate ribeye steaks, we didn't just buy the little individual steaks. He bought the entire ribeye, and he would smoke that whole thing. That was always a great memory when that thing hit the middle of the table and it was just this giant piece of meat, and then we all got to, you know, cut off our own pieces. My parents were so passionate about food and how it tasted. You had to understand, you're gonna get critiqued, and so if it's not good, they're not gonna eat it. My dad used to always say, if I brag on bad cooking, I'll continue to get bad cooking. So we wanna make sure that it's good. And so they instilled that in me young. Then we have that meal time where we actually sit there and have that conversation. Much like on Duck Dynasty, it's how we ended every episode, was sitting around and sharing this meal together. And you know, as a kid, that's where we really learned about life, was sitting around at a dinner table over good food, and we would discuss, you know, how it tasted, was it as good as last time, and how can we improve. Cooking for us and our family is just really one of our really dynamic family times. Cooking is one of my real priorities, and so my family depends on it because my wife doesn't cook that much, so she'll be staring at the back of a box with smoke pouring out of the oven, and I'm like, I think it's done, you know. And so when Corey and I got married, after a few years, I thought, well, either I'm gonna complain about this or I'm gonna do something about it. And that doing something about it meant that I was gonna do most of the cooking. And so once I found my lane, man, I stayed in there. So when it comes to the Robertsons and who's the best at the grill, I mean, I would have to say me, but that's probably open for debate. I know, probably my dad would say he's the best, but I tell you what, I probably do it a whole lot smarter. Here's the deal, I used to sit there all day and have to watch what was going on with the smoker. But with the pit ball smoker, it does all the heavy lifting. All I gotta do is get it in there, and then that leaves me more time to go hang out with the family. I'm fortunate because most of my family lives right here close. In fact, sometimes when that pit boss gets going, it'll actually attract some of the family over because they smell it. When it comes to creativity with food, I think I'm really creative.
I have a student here watching me that I'm teaching. It's a woman who needs some training in cooking. It's my mother, Kay. And
I'm not here.
And I'm teaching her how to make lobster mac and cheese that I've corrected her recipe book.
I always look at recipes as just suggestions, and so I'm reading this whole recipe, and it's all in the oven, right? And I thought, well, if you can put it in the oven, I can put it in a smoker, like lobster mac and cheese. So, you know, boil the lobster, make the macaroni and cheese, mix those two together, but then you can put it in the smoker, and now I've got a little smoky flavor with that. And so those are kind of the ideas, you know. So there's probably nothing I haven't thought about when I'm looking at it going, I wonder how that would taste, you know, just a little smoke inside of it. I knew my parents didn't do that.
All right, Kay's tasting now.
So I gave them some of it, and when Mom says,
It's delicious.
I was like, there you go. I mean, that's the bar. Because actually, I took the macaroni and cheese recipe from her cookbook. So I was like, if this is the best you've ever had, and you're the one who wrote the cookbook, hey. We kind of eat by the seasons. When it's spring, we're eating fish, we're eating turkey. We're eating things that come straight out of the woods or the water. And we just kind of follow that through. You know, when the fall starts getting here come the doves, here come the ducks, here come the deer. So it's just that kind of that cycle every year. It's so hard for me to pick exactly what my favorite hunt is because there's different aspects of it. Archery elk hunting is one of my favorite things to do. It's in your face, it's close. really hard. You gotta walk and get out there. So it's like hiking combined with hunting. Deer is probably what I do mostly. Just love watching them, love being out there, and there's something about the peace of that. Ducks at the right time, you know, when you get 50 mallards that come in and light right in front of you, it's just crazy. There's something about it. Whatever it is about hunting is whatever gets my heart pumping really fast, and usually that's animals that are really close to you. That really turns me on. When you're out hunting, you spent months of time preparing, practicing. You sit out in the woods a long time for this one moment, you know. And when you get that moment, man, you gotta take it and you gotta be successful. The equipment I use has got to be money, whether it's a gun or a bow or, you know, an arrow. It's the same way with what I cook with. And so if it screws up, it's screwed up the whole thing, you know, and then we gotta start completely over. And so that's one thing I can trust with Pit Boss is that I know it's gonna do its job. When I pull whatever that is out and take it in there, man, I'm trying to, you know, feed people, and I want it to taste good, and I got a reputation, and so I have to depend on that, and with Pit Boss I can't. If my life depended on it and I had to pick one barbecue place, I'd have to go to Texas, I think. I mean, it's so good. No, wait. There was a place in North or South Carolina that is unbelievable. Actually, there was a place near Kansas City. Actually, I can't even decide which one, because they're different. Like, it's a different deal, and I can't quite explain it. Okay, I'm gonna say the country of America is the best barbecue. That's what I'm gonna say.
That is a professional way.